Hello, folks. Welcome to Independence. It is Friday. Pizza Friday. Thanks for joining me wherever you are and whenever you are. If you're not here live, let me get some stuff out of the way here. We've got cords all tangled up on all the things. All right. There we go. It's better. Okay. Actually, I can just get this out of the way. Okay. Come on, microphone. I love my mic boom arm here, but sometimes it doesn't stay exactly where I want it to be. All right, good enough. Good enough. Hello there, Rewill, Claire, OTJC, and Collector. Hello, hello. All right, all kinds of new stuff. It's been a couple of weeks since I've seen y'all. It's been a quiet couple of weeks on the channel. There's a scraggly dog back here. So last week, those of you in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving, belatedly. I was out of town, so I couldn't do a live stream. We were at the in-laws, and they have internet or whatever, but there's not really a place for me to do this stuff, so it would have been disruptive. So I decided not to. So I hope y'all had a good couple of weeks since I've seen ya. Like it says in the title, new pens, new paper, new knives. So a little bit of something for everybody, if those are things you like. Old beer. In fact, this is the nitro that I was drinking during the I am very quiet. How about now? I don't know why I would be. I don't think anything's changed here. Am I plugged in? Hold on a sec. Yeah. All right. Hopefully that's better. I don't know. Perhaps Jesse will tell me. We'll see how it goes. I actually forgot to plug in my microphone. So, I almost, until I, turn on the stream. Hey, there's a nose cat back here. You've been visited by, there you go. More dog, less mic, if you'll please. No, I don't, please. Anyway, so drinking a little bit of Nitro Stout from the Jelly Bean episode, which I'm glad people have enjoyed. It was a trial by Fire and Moldy Cheese. They can all be moldy cheese. If you haven't watched that, go back and see the Bean Boozled episodes. Start like a couple hours in or whatever. You'll be all right. How long will I be streaming? I'm not 100% sure. We'll see how it goes. We'll just see how long people are talking. I've only just gotten here. I'm running a little bit late today because we are doing faculty searches in my department. And I had to go and be on a committee. So, 2 committees, actually. So, I've been judging applications all day. It's been good times. Actually, I've been doing that for about 2 weeks. So, yeah. I'm not really sure. Probably, an hour? Maybe more? We'll see how it goes. Nose, what are you doing back there? Is this in your way? Sorry. There. He likes to sit on that end of that table there because... I don't know, it's usually in the sun, and he gets paid attention to. So, all right. Jesse, how am I sounding, folks? Can you hear me? It looks like my levels are good, but you never know, because I'm not on that end of the thing. Nitro Stout is good. It is good. Also, it's one of the prettier beers, I think. Look at that, uniform foam at the top, pitch black darkness throughout. It's gorgeous. It is beautiful. If this was an ink, I would use it a lot. Anyway. Yeah, so. Okay, cool. Yeah, good. I'm glad. Still quiet, huh? I don't know what to tell you. I think I sound okay. What about the rest of y'all? I don't think I've changed it. Well, I take that back. It did change some levels or whatever, but let me, I'll turn that up a little bit. That ought to do something. Sounds good to everybody else, huh? Hey, Jesse, on YouTube has its own little volume thing in the video, so you might want to make sure that that's turned up. If everybody else can hear and your computer volume's all the way up, make sure your YouTube video is up. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I have heard from a couple people that I've been too quiet or something at times. So let me know if if I fade out or, I don't know, turn away from the camera or something stupid. So, Your kids taught you that? Nice. It is dark. I mean, yeah, it's dark. I don't want to put this in a pen because there's microbiota in here. Probably fermentation or whatever. I don't want to put that in a pen. Thanks. All right. So, all right. See you later, JC. Let's see. I put up a short video earlier today where I was trying to get the nib from this pen into this pen. It didn't work. There's a spoiler. But yeah, it didn't go well. But you know, take a look at that video. I put that up there because I figured it might be helpful for somebody else in the future. The SD from Esterbrook doesn't really take the Pelican nibs, which is, I don't know, not really a shocker, I guess. But yeah, there you go. Yep. Seen people put wild things in pens. I've heard about that. I've heard of people writing with wine and blood and all kinds of things, but it's not for me. There is a dude from like Australia or something who does, hey, this is Jesse's daughter. Well, hey there, Jesse's daughter. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoyed the jelly beans. I hear that you saw that one. There's a guy from Australia, like I was saying, who I think makes ink out of food coloring or something. Sounds kind of cool, but I haven't tried it. It looks like it works okay, but I haven't tried it. It's probably fine. I don't know. So I've gotten a couple of things in the mail since I've been gone. Hey, Deaf Man, welcome, welcome. There's well, two things. One is, did they come in this box? Yeah, this is the box. Let me switch to the desk right quick. Came in this box. My phone out of the shot. Good job, Mike. Getting your phone all up in there. I don't have any place to put this right now. Comes in this sort of nondescript box. Opens up, there's another box. This is the Parker. It's actually the Jotter fountain pen, which is right here. It comes with this really long cartridge. Look at that guy. It's real long. I got a converter to go with it. And this is all courtesy of Goldspot pens. They contacted me. My friend Tom from Goldspot contacted me and said, hey, soy sauce. Yeah, JPL. He's the one that does that. I think he also used... you seeing this weird flickering? I don't know what that's about. It's real strange. Let me switch to another scene right quick. Huh. It's like tearing or something. I don't know what's going on there. Let me make sure I don't have anything weird going on here. Ooh, my computer's kind of warm too. What's going on in the background? You get the flickers? Ugh. I don't understand why. Hold on, let me see if I can figure out how to... Huh. That's weird. I've never had that happen before. Oh, there we go. Huh. That's a... I don't know what that is. Actually. Looks like it's some kind of interference. Well, hold on, let me make sure it's plugged in. Sorry, hold on for the flickers. I can't reach the cord. Hold on. Might be a loose connection. That's why I was checking it. Unfortunately, it's plugged in underneath my desk, real far away. Okay. Looks like we're all right. I just have to change my settings on here now because it always resets the settings for some reason. Camera control, focus. Let's have it focus on this. Just fixing it live. We'll do it live. That's pretty good. Not that. There we go. Okay, looks like we're in business. Oh. Looks like we're in business. I don't think it's cursed. And it might be, I don't know. smack the camera. I don't want to do that. All right. So anyway, Tom of Goldspot contacted me to see if I wanted to review anything, and he gave me this long list of things that he wanted to see reviewed. And I picked this one and another one, which we'll get to here in just a sec. Let me. Hi, Clipsy. Goodness, she's really meowing down there. Hey, Angel, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Don't move is working now. Actually, when it was working there for a sec, it was messed up. Broke the Pelican. I didn't break anything. Actually, everything's cool. Anyway, so this is the Parker Jotter pen, the fountain pen. This is the ballpoint. So they're effectively the same size, actually. And I asked for this blue one because I thought it might match my older blue clicky pen. But it doesn't. It's actually a different blue. It's more metallic looking. It's a very pretty pen. It's kind of light, which is interesting, and the nib I think is very interesting looking. It's got this kind of Clipsy. You were making a lot of noises over there. Now you're blocking my whole camera. That is a close-up of some Clipsy fur. Let me put my beer somewhere so the silly cat doesn't knock it over. Ridiculous animal. All right, there you go. So anyway, it's got this this nice kind of almost conical nib. Like it kind of curves around pretty hard there. It's a nice, simple-looking nib. It writes really nicely. My only problem with this pen is it's a little bit on the light side. Got a Parker converter in there. Works out just fine. So anyway, that's the first pen. It's got a little click top there. Cat extreme close up, indeed, indeed. She's now like crouched on my desk, being a I don't know, jungle cat or something, I guess. So that's fun. Black Cat definitely cursed. Well, yeah, she did cross my path, it turns out. Hey, Cameron, welcome. Feta, welcome. Will I be going to Pen Club on Sunday? I assume so. I'm planning to. I don't know what the theme is for Sunday, but we'll see how it goes. Old adage, never work with kids or animals. This cat doesn't usually jump up on things, but she decided she must be on the desk right now. She was going meh, and decided she had to be on the desk. I don't know why. So whose Pelican did I not break? I did not break my wife's Pelican, which is this one. It's the M600 white transparent that I got her as a gift. I think last Christmas is when I got it. So, hey, Sarah, welcome. Theme of Christmas pens and inks. Oh, dude, I don't have any Christmas pens and inks. I don't know what that means. I think it's just an excuse to get together. I don't think we need one. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Now, getting a Parker Vector. Yeah, the Vector's a really interesting pen. It's got a very specific style to it, but it's perfectly fine, actually. We give Lisa Anderson a little bit of flack about her Parker Vector collection. She's like, I don't collect Vectors. I'm like, yeah, but you got every one. So, you know. So there you go. All right. Hi, Clipsy. Yes, you've successfully gotten on my desk. Well done. The other pen comes in this box, which won't fit under the other camera. So here you go. Bring me the Circa. Oh, good. Yeah, thank you very much. I always forget about those notebooks, Sandra. But yeah, thanks. Thanks. Yep, there is a kitty here. It's this one. You already missed the other cat. Mr. Nose was in the background. Miss Scraggle Dog was in the background. Actually, Nose is here at my feet. There you go. Gave him some pets. So this is the other pen. He sent me two pens. One is this Parker Jotter fountain pen, and the other one comes in here. You might know what this box is, but you also might not. That's totally fine too. Not being able to identify white boxes is not a crime. Song from Rudolph, Silver and Gold. Maybe pen with either silver or gold trim. Yeah, there you go. This is the rest of that box. It is a Pilot. And this is a pen that's been on my list for a long time. And so when Tom suggested that he could send this out for review, I was pretty psyched. I was like, I don't know why you'd want to send this to me, but you should totally do so. This is, let me open it up again, even more open. Hey, look, there's Nose. I think these cats want food. Maybe Audrey will come home and feed them. That'd be nice of her. There's the inside of that box. You can see it comes with a big old bottle of ink there. Ta-da. Big bottle of Pilot blue ink, which I haven't tried out yet, I don't think. I have blue black, I think. I don't know if I have Pilot blue. There aren't too many pens that come with this, come with all this stuff. So you may have worked out by now. This is a Pilot 823. Yeah, there you go, Cameron. It's the 823 indeed. So this is a pen that I've had on my list for a long time, and I always hear it's an amazing pen. Everybody loves it. Nobody could tell me exactly what it was they loved about it. And so I was like, I don't know, it's kind of expensive. And I've had bad luck with Pilots, honestly. What are you doing, you weirdo? I'm known, I think, by a lot of people for being the only person who gets bad Pilot nibs. Like every time I get a Vanishing Point or a Custom 74 or I don't know, whatever. The Custom 912 was a little bit wonky when I got it. I get a bad nib. Well, my this one here, which is the what is this one? A 92? The 91 with a double broad nib. This one came perfect. So that was pretty good. Just glad you can get in a Pilot for some reason doesn't offer in the U. Oh, really? That's weird. There's they don't offer some of the nibs in the American market apparently. More Pilots and everything. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I definitely don't. I don't have that many Pilots. I mean, I've got like 2 or 3 Vanishing Points probably, and some of their lower end stuff. I've got like a Knight. I've got probably a Metro or 2 kicking around here, Kakunos and stuff. Mr. Nose, you are on TV. Stop that, sir. That is weird. Goodness. And I've got like a few odds and ends, but this is by far the nicest Pilot. So let's see. You got a VP fine nib on Black Friday. Surprised how awesome it is. Yeah, that's a pretty fine nib actually. This is the 823, and the reason that he specifically sent me this one was that cursed disc caption close-up and a jotter. Yeah, you missed some stuff, man. You missed it. It was a cursed camera, I think. This is the smoke version, which is kind of hard to see, especially in this camera. When I do the actual video review of this, you'll be able to see it much better. But this is the black smoked version. You can kind of see through it. Let me see if I can put something white behind it to give you more contrast. There you go. You can see through it a little bit. It's translucent like the rest, but usually this comes in clear and brown, I think, or amber they call it. And I think the brown is pretty cool, but this smoke one is very nice. I don't usually go in for gold hardware. This has all gold trim. It's got a really nice big gold nib on here, and it's a very nice writer. Let me a fresh page here. It's just some scrap notes. This is a very nice writer, right out of the box. Writes perfectly. It's got a little bit of line variation if you get a little bit of pressure, but you don't put too much on it. It's not a flexi nib at all. But my problem with Pilot nibs has usually been that they've all come with like this crazy baby bottom on them, and this one did not. It came perfect out of the box. In fact, one of the best out of the box pens I've used. So 823 is going for 600 euros. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a lot. They are not that much here. They're under 300. I want to say like 288 or something like that, which is still pretty expensive and way more than I was. Actually, you can see the cap has got a little bit of translucency to it too. But the smoke color is very pretty, and it's new. The nib that they don't sell here is the FA nib. Like they just won't send that to the American market for some reason. So I've been using that, and I didn't write anything with this this jotter, so I will write quick. But this is the jotter. Which is actually going a little bit. Oh, I was off the table. No, it's skipping a little bit when I write fast. I haven't used this one in a few days. This is a new ink too, actually. This is that Three Oysters marine green, which you can't really see on this camera. There's just not enough color contrast, I think. But it's pretty good. FA is shop specific and not market specific. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I had heard that they just couldn't get it in the U.S. Like they just wouldn't ship them here. Might be shop specific, but I don't know. I've definitely seen the FA on these before, but I don't know which shop, so I didn't keep track of that. I don't believe it, but it's weird. Yeah, $800 is too much. It's a nice pen. It's not $800 nice. Capless Vanishing Point Stripe. Is that the crossed lines, or is that another one, Cameron? I don't think I've seen that. Nagasawa. Let me Google right quick. Pilot capless. Whoa. Here's a 50th anniversary one in Maple that looks pretty hot. Where is it? Firefox. Looks like that. Seems cool. No, I haven't seen that actually. I don't see it. What's this? No, that's Raiden. No, I haven't seen the one in metal. It does sound cool though. Metal. Nope, I haven't seen it, man. Have not seen it. And I don't see it here. No, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Sounds cool though. Feta asks, so are you doing any Christmas or New Year's special with Top 10 Inks or something? Those are always fun. I don't really do those, no. Somebody put some metal in Slack. I don't know. I've been off of Slack for a couple of days. Like I'm on there every once in a while, but I don't know. If you find it, Jesse, send me a link and I'll put it up here, but I don't know. Oh, here's a link. Let's see where this goes. Oh, dang. Let's see. Firefox. There it is. Yeah, that looks nice. The capless stripe. That's good looking. I do not envy them having to take pictures of this shiny metal pen. But yeah, it looks good. How much do they offer it for? Woo! That is not cheap. Not cheap. See what it's made out of. Does it say? Brass rhodium finish. Huh. Yeah, it's pretty. Looks good. FA is a Tokyo Quill only pen with the 845 Crimson Urushi. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know if that would actually be any heavier than the rest of them, Angel. The Vanishing Point is always a brass pen, so they probably didn't add more brass. They might have just added some rhodium to the outside, so it's probably okay. But yeah, 200 and something. I don't know, man. NYU and VP had a love child. Nah. The Mew doesn't look like that. This has got like a texture in it or something. It's all silver. This looks like it reminds me more of like a Yardled or something like that. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be that heavy. I don't think so. I mean, like I said, they're already brass anyway, so brass isn't always heavy. A lot of times it's kind of thin. Yep. So those are the two new pens I have right now. I have another one in the mail, but it's not here yet. It'll probably get here next week. So these two, we'll see these on the blog eventually. Hopefully the only ones that have the 823 Waverly? I don't know. Let's see. What do we got here? Yeah, it's interesting. The Waverly is an interesting pen, yeah. New knives? Yeah, I do have new knives. I'll do those in a little bit. I'm going to do new paper next. Hobbit hands over here, Mike. Everything looks heavy. Fair enough. Fair enough. What'd you get from Blade HQ? Inclusion. Different for me as long as the Canadian dollar keeps going down. Yeah, I get it. That is tough. When currencies do not cooperate. Hey, Austin, welcome. I'm glad you're able to make a live stream. So you'll remember a little while ago, I was talking about, actually probably a couple of times, I've talked about this thing, which is the Blank Slate Paper Company that my online friend Dave is doing. And he handed out at DC last year, like this interesting tester book that's got all kinds of different like patterns and paper weights and styles and like things you can do with dots and reticles and lines and all that jazz. So this has finally gone at least a little bit live, in the sense that it is now like in sort of I get the duck dots. I didn't get duck dots. Can you do that? Oh, Balisong Benchmade 51. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't used that one. Yeah, the first live blade. Oh, you've said like not live blades before? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, different Dave. Different Dave. Came in this box, which is actually a very nice idea. It arrived in good health, but with all these little perforations on the side. I thought maybe you could open it that way, and I didn't really want to open that way. I just cut it open from the back. But you can, they said that this will hold, I think, anywhere from 1 to 5 pads in the same box. So that's actually really smart packaging. It got through the mail really well. They're gonna use a different color next time. I guess they didn't like the white because it gets dirty, but we'll see how it goes. So I ordered, as part of like a pilot program he did for some bloggers and some other stuff, I guess. I ordered 3. So they are these. So we're gonna take a closer look at these and how they came out and all that kind of jazz. So make sure there's no like addresses or anything in here. There is. Hold on. I'm glad I looked because it's got like my home address. Let's see. That is not opaque enough. Well, anyway, it's got this page down here, which is kind of affixed in the front. This is glue bound at the top. This folds over. Let me get this over here. On this piece of paper, I'm not showing you because it's got all kinds of like my address and stuff. I should have sent it to my P.O. box. That would have been easier. But I didn't, because I didn't think about it, because I didn't know about this front page. This tells you what style the pad is. So when you make the pad, that is when you design it in his online designer Hubie, you can save your designs so you can go back to them later, or you can like just twiggle around with things if you're like me and you have a terrible time deciding what to do. So this is, I call this Mike's Big Graph, and it's basically like a hugely expanded graph grid. So there are, as you can see in here, like very faint gray lines, and then offset from those are these orange lines, and then going through the middle they actually show up better on camera than they do in real life, but these are very pale, like light as I could get, yellow lines that go through it. The camera is really picking it up, but the yellow is actually pretty unobtrusive. But I figured that this way, if I wanted to make like big grids or something, or draw boxes, or I don't know, get better at handwriting, I can use this as sort of like a halfway line. Maybe first show the pad, someone was talking about duck dots as an option. Oh, yeah, my memory doesn't go back that far, Angel. It's been a few weeks. So this one is what's the paper on this one? This is HP Premium 32, and this is a solid paper. Let's see. It seems to dry very nicely. It's a little bit longer drying perhaps than the Domtar. Like this isn't quite dry yet. It's going pretty quick. But on the other side, just nothing showing through here. It's all blank on the other side, which is too bad. I kind of wish they were double-sided, but this is a first run, so maybe he'll get to do double-sided in the future sometime. So this is the one this is my first one, which is this big grid. I don't usually like graph paper, but because it's too obtrusive, but this one I think gives me a lot of options and a lot of little lines. And that's it's pretty nice. It's a very nice smooth paper. It's very white, like a bright white. The other paper is called Domtar, and I think these other two pads are both in Domtar. Let me make sure. This one definitely is. And this one I called gray and yellow lined, which is, look, I'm not that great at names. But if you can see what I did here, did I do this? Yeah, I think I made this one too. The other one's Audrey's, so she designed that one. And that is, these are sort of like greenish gray lines. He's got a really nice printing process where you can, and design process where you can really customize the colors and all that jazz, and line weights and all that sort of thing. The duck dots for you. Nice. You should totally do that. Does it feel like a 28-pound paper? I think the 32 feels, 32 is heavier than 28, so it's going to feel heavier than that. And I think it's smoother. Like it's a pretty thick paper. Can you buy different page options on a single pad? No, not at this time. As far as I know right now, the whole pad has to be in one thing. And that's probably just because of printing stuff. And maybe that'll change in the future, but I don't know. This one I went for a same kind of idea as I was doing with the other pad, which is I like flexibility. So I like a lot. I like dot grid a lot, but I found that I actually take notes better when I have some lines. It gives me the kind of structure that I need. I don't visualize things, so I need some structure. Is CAD going down the pooper? What's going on here? Oliver. Oh, I didn't see anything about that. Oh, no new pen for you. Oh, Canadian dollar. I thought you meant like AutoCAD. Since we were talking about design. So what I did here was a gray rule with a like a chartreuse reticle. And so the way it comes out is the gray overpowers the chartreuse as it goes across, but the upticks are just like little upticks. And so you get like little bits of section. And so I figure I can use this for making section-y things and all that kind of jazz. So I'm kind of psyched about that. Domtar is also a nice thick paper. It's uncoated. It's got a little bit more of a texture than the HP, and it's not quite as white. It's a little bit more off-white. But I think it still looks pretty darn good. It's just not as bright as the HP. And actually, with the Domtar ones, when I was looking at the specs, you get 50 pages of HP or 60 pages of Domtar. So I went for Domtar and the other two just because I'm kind of cheap and I wanted those extra 10 pages per pad. I don't know. And it looks right now that like the pricing is going to be about like $20-25 for a pad of paper, which is not terrible, and shipping is not actually all that bad either, which I was surprised by. Let's see, someone said duck dots. Yes, they did. This one is Audrey's dot reticle. This is also Domtar Bold 28, and she wanted something that combined dots and reticles. Audrey likes reticles and she likes dots. She also likes graph pretty well, and this one you could draw a graph very easily. But when I was designing this one, when we were designing this one, it took a little bit of doing to get the spacing right. And I think I have the spacing on here how I want it. Made your own dotted line. Which yeah, that's actually what inspired me to do it with some of the Kokio stuff. Was it Kokio, or there was some brand of paper that I was using that did have that sort of dash and line thing. Yeah, and I was like, I need to make that kind of thing. So yeah, it looks really nice. But you can also set like the widths and the lengths and all that jazz. So I was doing some maths to try to figure out what would look good. And so I have like a little bit of a margin over on this side. Not much of a margin, but some. And then these others are like big blocks going across. So this is actually Audrey's pad, and I'll have to give this to her. But I wanted to show it online before I give it back to her. So anyway, I got all three of these, and they shipped quickly. Of course, it was just like a pilot run, so we'll see how long that goes. But it didn't take long to get these printed and made. The covers are a nice nice cardstock and that kind of thing. Yeah, I think Domtar does sound like a cartoon warrior. That's right. Waiting for the knives. Oh, we'll have knives in a sec. So anyway, paper. This ought to keep me fixed for a little while. Anyway, this big pads of Domtar. So now I kind of have 4 of them. I've actually been using this other one, this sample pad, for a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, actually, somebody asked if you could do different styles in the same book, and these were put together that way. So I bet in the future he'll have something like that. Looks real great for lists. Yeah, I think it probably will be. Because he's got like an orange sheet in here to separate different kinds. I bet he'll do it sometime in the future. It's just not, I don't think, an option yet. And if it is an option, I'll let you know that I was wrong. I'll totally do that. Ooh, Canadian dollar is 1 to 175. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember when it was 1 to 1. It's always seemed like it was a little bit less than the American dollar, or the U.S. dollar. Oh, you want to look at pens right quick? So, yeah, here you go. Pilot 823 in smoke, and I have Sailor Choo Choo in here, which is a really nice, like a blue-gray purple or something. It's real cool. Oh, what is the pad called? It's this. It is Blank Slate Paper Company. You can go to the website and sign up to get on their notification list. But yeah, the site's not exactly live yet. Like, you can't use the configurator just yet. He's still tweaking things and making adjustments. And I had a few suggestions, so maybe those will make it into the tweaks. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I anticipate that those will be live fairly soon. And when I find out that they're live, I'll let you know. But I think that it is a great concept. I think the papers are good. He's going to be adding more papers over time as he goes. And I think the customizability is pretty awesome. Smoke Noir just trumped your love for Chu Shu. Yeah, I get it. I've got Smoke Noir in a couple of pens, and I think... actually, it's got it in this pen right here. I like Smoke Noir pretty well, but I think I like Chu Shu a little better. I think it's got more character. Smoke Noir is a cool gray color, but it's a saturated gray, which is kind of weird, but it's all one even keel, and Chu Shu gives you just a little bit of like shading and that kind of thing. So I think I still like Chu Shu a little bit more, although I gotta say, I haven't used a Sailor ink in a while, and I'd forgotten the smell of Sailor inks. That Chu Shu really does have a smell to it, or it did. It seems to have dissipated, but it was there. Yeah, I mean, look, the Smoke Noir from Monteverde is very good as well. So yeah, y'all know I'm a knife guy. I went to Knoxville. Oh, put in a Vanishing Point Fine. Yeah, it's a good choice. Yeah, so y'all know I'm kind of a knife guy, and I went to Knoxville, and Knoxville has like the biggest knife store in the world, perhaps. At least that's how they bill themselves, and I believe it, having been there a few times. What is this? Oh, there's a towel at my feet, and it was driving me nuts. And so when we go to Knoxville to visit the in-laws, I like to stop there if I can. And so we took the whole family, which was maybe a mistake, but her parents like put up with it very nicely, and Audrey put up with it pretty well. Audrey's getting into knives like a little bit, not a huge amount, but she does kind of like it a little bit. And so we went out to there, and I was looking at some Benchmades, and there's one that I really was into. Let me dig this guy up right quick, actually. It's the Benchmade Loco, which is a beautiful knife. Let me find a good... there we go. There we go. Where is it? It is that one, the Benchmade Loco, and it is awesome. I don't know why there's such a price difference between these two. I think like the black must add a lot to the price. I was probably going to get a silver one anyway, or that satin finish, but it's really ergonomic. Like it fits great in your hand. It feels awesome. It's kind of big at over 3.5-inch blade, but it is real nice. Where is it? It's Smoky Mountain Knife Works. You should totally go there if you're near Knoxville. It's out near Sevierville, just off of 40. Just a little bit off of 40. Not in... yeah, that's right, Plane Crafter. That's right. Candy coat machines used to take U.S. quarters. Oh, nice. Let's see. Here you'll get something if you sell $1. Oh, that's the sign for... Oh, interesting. That's neat. Buy $1. That's really interesting. Ferrum Forge Falcon. Those are pretty cool. It's probably a blade steel. No, the blade steel is the same in both of these. Steel is S30V. It's not that big a difference anyway. And this one, no, they're both S30V. Same blade steel. S30V is a perfectly good blade steel. Anyway, so I didn't get that. Maybe I'll get one for Christmas. I don't know. We'll see how it'll go. That knife does have very good ergos. Although, like, I've got big ass hands. I use a Benchmade Contigo a lot, which is this one. And this is a big old blade. I mean, this is the Yeti microphone, and it's bigger than the Yeti. Like this is a big one. Yeah, one had serrations, but there's also one. So here, I'll bring because we're talking about it. You can see like this one has serrations, but this one's also plain edged. And black, and it's 216, and these are 204, and this is 216. So I think it's just the anodizing or whatever that coating is they put on the blade. But anywho, so I like a big knife. So the Loco is real cool, and it's on my list. I was talking to some of the guys at the counter there who remembered me from the last time I was there. They gave Scraggles a peanut, which was very nice of them. And so I was getting to talk to them and stuff, and they said, man, people don't really buy those Locos, but they're real good. Try to sneak a quarter, Canadian quarter. Nice. So I didn't get any Benchmades because the only one I really wanted was the Loco. At least it was there. I also really like the, what is it? The Crooked River. Man, the Crooked River is a nice knife. Hate serrations. Yeah, I get it. I mean, serrations don't get dull as much, so that's cool. I haven't bought a serrated knife for a while until now, so I got two knives. Let me go to the desk here. The first one is let's start with this one. This is the this is a Spyderco. As you can see, it's got the big spider hole here. It's a flick knife. Teddy boy should see something. I don't know what most of those words mean there, Brian. Yeah, this has got it's got an axis lock. So if you get good at it and you set it right, I've got this like adjusted perfectly for me. It gives me a little bit of, the blade's not as rock solid as it otherwise would be, but I like to be able to flip it in and out. So you pull this back and it releases the tension on the spring, and so it'll come forward a little bit. But so this is the Salt series, as Stylographica there has just pointed out. It's got H1. H1 is a fancy blade steel that doesn't have any carbon in it, and so it cannot rust or corrode. This stuff is damn near corrosion. Well, I think as far as I know, it is corrosion and rust proof. There's just no carbon. They replaced the carbon with nitrogen, is what they say, but it's just one place in Japan. There's the marking right there. What does it say? Seki City, Japan is what it says here. So there's one place that makes this H1 steel. There's a couple of different kinds of corrosion-proof steels, but this is one of them. And it's made for marine environments or wet environments, or I found a couple of little bits of corrosion like on this one, just in where the butterfly is engraved there, because this is M4, which is not stainless. It will corrode if you give it a chance. And that's just from like being in my pocket in a humid, hot day in the summer in like Savannah. So this one is pretty corrosion proof, and as Stylographica says there, the steel seems to dull a bit. So the thing about H1 steel is that apparently it is work hardened and not some other kind of thing. So it's not like, I forget what, heat treated or any of that stuff. It's work hardened. And so apparently it holds serrated edges better than any other steel Spyderco has, according to Spyderco. And I believe them. I don't know why they would lie about that. They said the plain edge is about like VG1, which is fairly soft, but also can be very sharp and is very easy to sharpen. So Stylographica, if you like to sharpen, it's fine to have. A little bit of stropping, I think, is what it needs to keep in line. But these serrations in here, the way they're done, apparently harden the steel in the serrations. So I went ahead and got this one. Also, it's like this nice yellow color. You'll notice that the two sides are different colors. This one's kind of pale and this one's brighter. This is more like the natural color because this was actually the display knife. They only had one, and I really wanted this one. I really liked this style. This is the Pacific, the Salt Pacific, which is kind of the Endura size. It's a nice large knife, but it's not crazy big. It's not too scary, I don't think. It cuts real nicely, but it's a lock back, which means it has the lock back here, and you push this notch in to release the blade. And you can actually shake the blade closed a little bit, and you can shake it open if you try. It's not right on this camera, but you can a little bit. But it's a little bit slower to open and close because of that lock back. But it's a very nice feeling knife. This handle feels great in your hand, even though it's very light. And I usually go G10, but whatever. So yeah, so this is pale on the outside because this has probably been in the case for literally years, enough that the lights in the store have bleached it. How about that, huh? I got a little bit of a discount on the knife as a result, but you know, whatever. It's a good price anyway, and I hadn't had anything with this H1, and I wanted it, so I got it. And it came in about, I don't know, maybe 80 bucks, a little less probably. So that's the first one. The second one is much less expensive, and that's this one. This is, as you'll see, it's got the same kind of notch in the blade. This is actually a Byrd, B-Y-R-D. Spidey Chef. Oh yeah, those are really cool. They're not one I'm real familiar with. Like, I've never held a Spidey Chef. I didn't see any in the store. So these come in this box. And the Spyderco is this one. So Byrd knives are like the lower end version of Spydercos. They're made in the same, like to the same specs. They've got the same like handle materials and all that kind of jazz. They just have a different blade steel. So while this one is very fancy H1 steel and stuff, this one is, Was it 8CR13 MOV? It's got what the hell is the MOV? Vanadium or something like that in it? But it's basically just regular old stainless. It's a pretty good stainless, I think, but just a regular old stainless. They have a slightly different hole here, and it feels nice. It's got a nice lockback action. This handle feels awesome because it's got these bumps actually are engraved, as you can see there. So these point this way and these point the other way. So when you have it in your hand, they're pushing against your thumb to give you traction, and then if you have your fingers down here, they're pushing against your thumb this way, or your fingers this way. So this is actually a very solid knife. It's got a little bit of jimping in the front there. It's very nice. I got this half serrated because I don't know, why not? I kind of like the look, and a half serration is kind of nice for a lot of things. Like, this is good for opening letters. This is good for cutting ropes or whatever. My excuse for getting the salt was that this will be my like using in the yard knife, because like, really there's nothing that can go wrong with this knife. It's meant to work in marine environments and like diving and fishing or whatever. So this is gonna be a thing I use in the yard, and I'm always cutting cordage and all that kind of stuff. Hell, tree branches. I don't know. This is saw through whatever probably. And then I probably won't sharpen it with all these serrations. I'd give it to somebody to sharpen if I needed to, but apparently it holds the serration edge really well. And all I really want is like a working edge. I don't need a full on like shaving edge or something on a serrated yard knife like this. But anyway, so those are the two that I got there. Wish the Pacific had a finger choil. Yeah, it is kind of weird that it doesn't, right? At least not on the bottom. You know, you'd think it would. I mean, these are very similar knives. But this one has one and this one doesn't. I'm not really sure why. Maybe they figured you'd be using it like on a boat or something. You wouldn't want your fingers that close to the blade anyway. Like, use that for like real fine work and that kind of thing. You can really get close to the blade or whatever. But yeah, it's a little surprising it's not there, but you know, whatever, man. I'm not gonna complain about it. Also, this knife was like a little over $20. This is not expensive. This is a very inexpensive knife for a Spyderco. So the steel is not like super steel or not great steel or whatever, but it's totally fine. Definitely workable. The handles are great. This is a good clip, as you can see there. It's got, you know, you can put that clip wherever you want. It's got 4-position carry for left or right, whatever. No need for a stabby edge. I mean, this is a little pokey. This one's not pokey. This one's kind of rounded off on the top. It's not for stabbing stuff. This is for cutting stuff. No need for a stabby edge. Yeah, you don't need that. Some of the Bird series have BD1 steel, which is a lot better than... Oh, interesting. I haven't seen any of the BD1s, but I believe you. There were some Birds that were more expensive. I was asking the guy at the counter, like, what's the difference between these two knives, man? Like, why is it so cheap? He's like, the steel's kind of, you know, low end. But whatever, man. I think it's a fun little knock-around knife. I'm not going to cry if if it gets lost or damaged or something. Like, I would be real sad if I lost this one. I love this knife, but I would be real sad if I lost it. This is my PM2. This is a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This is a diamond-like coating. You see I've scuffed it and all that kind of stuff on this blade. Man, I love this knife. This is such a nice knife. But I did, scuff it up a little bit. And that's what happens when you use a knife. But also it's kind of sad because, man, that was pretty and matte before I started doing stuff with it. So this also has the compression lock back here, which I love. It's like a lockback, or not a lockback. It's like a liner lock, except your fingers are never in the path of the blade. So a liner lock is in here, and you push it to the side, and then you flip the blade closed. This one, the compression is on the back, and actually it locks it closed. So you can't see it, but the way this is put together is it absolutely cannot move. This is a solid locking knife because of where this sits in between the blade and this spacer here. So when you want to close it, you push this closed. And as you can see, it sort of gets out of the way of the blade. See that dent there? That's where the liner goes. Like, it would have to shear off somehow. Nothing's going to do that. So this is great. Anyway, so those are my new acquisitions. I actually got one of these as a gift for somebody. They probably don't watch this. That's not a problem, but you never know. So I'm not going to say who, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I got some knives, man. It's fun. Well, Nick is very, very particular, so. I mean, look, like, these are both M4. You don't get, like, M4 is awesome stuff. Also, there's a guy at Smoky Mountain who's a sheriff, and he just comes in there every once in a while, And apparently he's an amazing sharpener. And he's like, "Oh, is your knife sharp?" I'm like, "I don't know, it's all right." And when he touched it, he was like, "Not yet." And so he like brought out his like homemade strop, and he like worked on it for a little while. He's like, "Now check this out." And he like just like set it on some paper and it just like cut straight through. Like it's very, very sharp now. It's gonna wear off soon, but you know, whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I'm fine with this bit of stainless. It's a knockaround knife. Ain't nothing wrong with that. As for multi-tools, I do have one. I'm not 100% certain that it's in here though. It might be in. Might be in another room. Let me look around here. It's in a case, so it doesn't live with the rest of my knives. Well, I'll show it some other time, I guess. Yeah, I don't seem to have it on me. Yeah, it's a Gerber. It's spring-loaded. It's got needle nose pliers in it. It's very nice. I've heard those can be like some dodgy quality, but it's really good. So, do I pair knives with pins in rotation? Kinda. I don't know. I really just kind of carry whatever knife I'm feeling that day. Sometimes I'll match a knife to like clothes or whatever. There are some pants that are better with some knives. Like while I love this Contigo, this bastard is heavy, and so if I'm wearing like shorts without a belt, this will pants me because it's a beast. So you know there are considerations like that, but I don't you know necessarily pair a knife with a pin, but I also might. You never know. I mean, most of them are black. Oh, I've got this yellow and this natural one. And you asked about like regular folding knives. I don't know. Most of my knives are kind of. Well, I mean, I've got a few here. So, as for regular, like this is pretty much as regular as you get. A little Victorinox Swiss Army knife. I've had this Swiss Army knife for a long time. Maybe early high school, maybe junior high. I don't know. I love it. It's got this nice scalloped serrated blade. This thing is sharp as all heck, and I've had it for ages, and I have never sharpened it. This is the Victorinox Officer knife, and it's great. This is a great Swiss Army knife. It's got your tweezers and your toothpick and your, you know, little pen blade if you want to just, I don't know what you use that for. I use it for opening letters or whatever. It's got can openers and bottle openers and stuff. Like, it's not, doesn't have all like a gazillion things, but this is a great knife. And like I said, crazy sharp on that serration. I don't even know why it's still that sharp. I've had this knife for probably 20 years. It just says it's stainless. It doesn't even say what kind of steel is on this thing. Who even knows? But yeah, this is pretty normal. This is another little folder that I have that I think is pretty cute. This is Os 8, which was the hotness a while ago. And I actually forget what this knife is called. This is another little Benchmade. And I got this actually at a pin show. You can often find knives and stuff at pin shows. Does it have a name on it? Oh, it just says McHenry and Williams. That was the designer. But this is a very fun little knife. It's just one blade. It's very skinny, just metal scales. And it has this interesting lock mechanism, which is actually why I bought it, where you press this little tab, and that releases the lock. You can hear that click probably. But you have to use that to open it and close it. Like, it's not you're not going to ever flip this knife. Like, this is locked closed and it is locked open. But it's a very nice little knife. Nice little kind of traditional folder. I've got this one. This is a Spyderco Pingo, which is just a weirdo shaped knife. It's a little tiny thing. Benchmade 310. No, it's got a name, I think. Like a word, not like a number. I cannot remember the name of this thing. Like I said, I bought it secondhand or third hand or something, so I don't know. As for other folders, like, this is a pretty traditional folder. This is one my dad got me a while back. This is a Kershaw that he had engraved. I need to clean this blade. It's like a little dirty. It's got sputs. But look at the engraving on the blade there. Like, he said this guy free-handed this with a Dremel. But It's totally beautiful. I mean, look at that. Good job, whoever did this. I think it was some guy in Alaska is where he got this done. But this is a very pretty knife, kind of a gentlemanly knife. It's got a nice wood scale there. It's heavy as all hell. It's thick. This is a big, fat, chunky knife, but I think it's really pretty and I like it. This one's kind of normal, although it is a weirdo. It's got a little bit of a bottle opener here. The Benchmite. I think that's right, actually. That might be right. This is the Kershaw Shuffle, I want to say, which is just like a little tiny pocket knife with a, little bottle opener built in. It's a perfectly fine knife, but, not blowing anybody's doors off. This is probably like $10. So, I don't know. And then there's like a whole bunch of others that I have. So, like, I've got a couple of knives. Yeah. The Benchmite. Yeah, the more I hear it, the more that sounds right. I need to get a better storage system for all these knives here. Usually I've got a few actually out in the other room too, but that's the way it goes. I like pocket knives. I've been getting pocket knives since I was a kid, so I've got a, most of these aren't expensive. Like, pocket knives don't have to be expensive, although a lot of them, they can be. Hundreds and hundreds, thousands of dollars if you want, but, oh, and there's this one, which is not normal. This is absurd. This is a Cold Steel Vaquero, which is like, this is a head for scale. It's huge. Nonsense big, but it's also pretty cheap. They don't make these anymore. This one does have like the most aggressive serrations, I think. It's pretty crazy. This is one of those knives they're like, watch me cut this 4-inch braided rope. Shink. Or like 17 water bottles. Like, it's one of those nonsense things. But I was pretty vulnerable to that kind of advertising when I was in like high school. So, Yeah. All right. So that covers pens. I've got an 823 and a Parker Jotter fountain pen. That covers paper from Blank Slate. That covers knives from Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Man, those crappy steak knife serrations, like maybe. Size preference for EDC. I prefer them big. I EDC a lot of those knives, including the Contigo. I carry that a lot. And that one's at like, I don't know, 3.7 or something, I think. So, but yeah, under 2.5 is okay, but under 3 feels very small to me. And I don't usually like it. Because the handles are usually pretty small at that point, and like with my big old hands, that feels too small, and so I just don't really carry it much. But like 3-ish is 2.5 is as small as I would go for sure. Hi, Clipsy. I know. Me. She's sitting on the floor just crying at me. So, anyhoozle, that's what I got. Let's see, only now allowed under 3 inches in the UK. Yeah, there are a lot of places, even in the US, that are like that, and no locks. That's so friggin' weird to me, man. I don't know why. Let's see, modern Boker knives any good? Dad always remembers Dad having them. I might surprise him on Christmas. Don't want to know if the brand comeback is any good. Yeah, I don't think they're bad. They have some really cool ceramic knives. That was always pretty neat. Those things are, they stay sharp forever. Just don't drop them because they like sideways, like stresses or torsion will shatter them. But I want a longer blade. Well, look, when you have a big blade like a Contigo or something like that, you don't like shink like Wolverine those things around because they will freak people out. But also, I live like technically in the South in the United States, and so it's not that weird to have a pocket knife. I know in some places that is kind of strange. There was somebody who may or may not be in this chat who came to my buddy Jim Rouse's funeral and was like, I know you're from Texas because you brought a pocket knife to a funeral. And I was like, who doesn't have a pocket knife? And like everybody standing around like pulled out their knives and were like comparing knives at a funeral. So that's not that weird to me, but I get it. No locks does seem strange. Let's see. Sometimes I want a longer blade. Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, I think the Boker knives are kind of cool. The Quaken is this one that has a lot of press, or like looks really pretty. It's a beautiful blade shape. I don't feel very confident closing the Quaken. Let me. I'll show you, but Clipsy, what are you doing? Here we go. Firefox. No, the sale is. Oh no, sale's still on. So this is $100, which is actually a really nice price for this knife. It's in VG10, which is perfectly fine steel. It's got a micarta and micarta handle with a brass bolster. I think this is just a beautiful shape on this knife. It's gorgeous. My only quibble is that the handle is very skinny. Let's see on the other side. And there's a liner lock. So when I'm closing it, I feel like I'm going to get my hand caught in the blade because the liner lock is also very close to the pivot. And so I'm always a little worried about catching my hand in there. I haven't, but, you know. Even worse in New York. I don't know if you are. In New York, if you have a knife that you can shake open, a gravity knife, like almost every knife I have, then you can like go to prison or something. So I don't know. New York is pretty strict. Chicago is very strict. There's all kinds of stuff. The Auto Quaken. Yeah, I think the Quaken's a beautiful knife. I'm a little dubious about the closing is my only problem with it. I don't know about the blue, but I believe you. Come on. Banned in the UK. Oh, autos? Yeah. Here in North Carolina, we don't really have many knife laws. As I understand it, like there's a thing on the books that says a knife should be under 3 inches, but they can't mean the whole knife has to be under 3 inches. And so it might mean the blade, but it doesn't say the blade. And really cops just kind of ignore it unless you've already committed some other crime and you have a big old knife on you. Then maybe, but I'm not worried about it. I've brought big knives. I brought a fairly good sized knife to the county fair a couple of years ago, maybe it was last year, and they were confiscating knives at the gate, but they would like tag them like a coat check, and you'd keep the ticket and get it at the gate when you left. Come on, Clipsy, nobody wants your butt in their face. You're gonna sit here and then sit here, but don't be marching, okay? I'll pet you. So yeah, there's a lot of nice Bokers out there, and some of them are pretty crazy. Like there's one called a Pelican that I love. It's a crazy knife, but and I don't think they make it anymore. I was going to buy one off of Ed Jelly, but he decided to keep it. Ed, if you're out there and you're watching this, I might still buy a Pelican. Let's see if they even have it on Blade HQ anymore. Yeah, here it is. Oh, dang, it's on sale? Oh, shoot, they have some. All right, I might have to get this. There you go. That's the Pelican. Isn't that crazy? That is a crazy little knife. It's pretty small. The blade length is only 1.8, but it's just this like little stubby knife that I think is neat. Yeah, look at that guy. Isn't that cute? It's adorable. And the price right now, it's on sale for $60. That's, what if they make a bigger one? Just the one, right? Yeah, it's just the one. Add to cart. Don't tell Audrey. But yeah, it's cute. Small chunk. It is a chunky small knife. Yeah. I like it. Back to the Future 2 with a gun check. Yeah, I kind of like that. Is there an Esterbrook knife you can try to fit a Pelican? Get out of here. It's all enforced over here and they'll be sent to court only so you need it for a profession. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you got to follow the laws. It just happens that we don't really have those much here. Like, I can have an automatic knife on me if I want. It's fine. Where I grew up in Texas, you could only have auto knives if you were in emergency services. So cops, firefighters, EMS, that kind of thing. But here, you can just have them. Like, they don't care. So that's kind of neat. I don't really have any auto knives. I've got one that's like kind of an auto knife. It's one of these dual action Benchmades. But I mean, I don't have any auto knives. It's not really my jam, but they're cool. Can't have it in UK though. Don't try it there. They will arrest you immediately, I imagine. So, whew. All right. Okay. Good times. So, now that I have like put a knife in my cart over here, oh, it is Christmas. Maybe I should put it on my shopping list. Maybe I'll put it on my Amazon list. That'd be nice. Yeah, North Carolina has more lenient knife laws than Texas. That's true. Also in North Carolina, and I don't know about Texas, but I kind of think so, open carry of any kind of thing is pretty much legal. So if I want to carry a sword, I can, as long as it's not concealed. So I can't Highlander that thing, but I can just carry it in a sheath on my back if I wanted to. Go to Philly. I have weird knife laws in PA. Yeah, when I go to other states, I take a small thing. Usually, I don't know, whatever's small and like workmanlike. I don't don't carry big stuff out of unless I know what the laws are. So, I got used to that because my dad's a gun guy, and so whenever he travels, he has to, check out the states he's in because I don't know, whatever. You don't want to get caught in like New York with a gun. They don't like that shit. Even if you have concealed carry from other states, they aren't reciprocal. So yeah, thanks for the tip, Angel. But I will see you in Philly if you go to the show. The Philly Pin Show is coming up pretty soon. Actually, I used to go to a bar, and there was a dude there who had a K-bar on his belt all the time. Which is my letter opener, the mighty K-bar. But he was like walking around with this on his belt. Like, I saw him one time, he was wearing sweatpants, a belt, and a K-bar. And a shirt, but like the sleeves were cut off. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Like, I don't know what kind of life that dude's living, but it's weird. So, anyway, I'm not that guy. I'm just like pocket knife guy because I think they're fun. Yeah. So come to Philly. If you're in the Philly area, come to Philly. It'll be fun. I am anticipating coming to Philly. Come to the UK, you'll think. The UK, I'm sure it's fine too. I mean, whatever. Like, do I need to have a crazy knife? Like, no, I could get away with this. I get along just fine with this or that little tiny Benchmade or whatever. Slip joints, those are all fine. Kaiser, yeah, Kaiser makes some nice stuff. I like the Spyderco Roadie if you're gonna get a slip joint. I think they're really nice. Wish you could go to Philly, but your wife has a class that weekend. Oh, so you got to take care of the kids. Yeah, that sucks, Brian. I wish you could come too. That'd be fun. It'd be good to see it. But I will be in Baltimore. Maybe you can hit Baltimore. Well, I assume I'll be in Baltimore. I haven't actually checked the dates, but I'll probably be in Baltimore. That's easy to drive, or an easy enough drive. So, petition to stay overnight in Baltimore. Yeah, you should. You should. Should be good. Yeah. Well, let's see how the new hotel is in Philly. I mean, the new old hotel in Philly. For those of you who don't know, the venue that we were at in Philly, which was great because it had I had this awesome mall food court attached to it. It was great. Man, they had these like great gyros and stuff. I really liked the food there. You got the flu last year, dude. Everyone that went to Philly with Franklin Christoph except for Audrey got the flu. Like, it was bad for everybody. So we had to move, or they had to move, I guess, because I'll talk about that in a second, Bijou. Because the hotel decided to do maintenance and just didn't tell anybody until, I don't know, how long ago was it? Like a couple of weeks or something. So Scott and Erica Roscoe had to find a new venue. So they found a new venue like yesterday. So it was nuts. But they found a new place. The old place, which is Sheraton. Apparently, it's still in downtown, and everything's cheaper. So it looks nice. I'm looking forward to it. Philly's always a fun show. Baltimore was a fun show. I think they're moving that one too. It's at a place by the airport, which, I mean, like, whatever. Working a booth at the Philly Pin Show? I don't think so. When I work a booth, I usually work for either Anderson Pins or Franklin Christoph. And Franklin Christoph usually brings a whole like everybody. So they don't need me. Last year Scott did get sick, and so I did work, I think, Saturday at the booth. But I'll be around. It's kind of how I roll. If you're going to be there, Austin, you can find me. I'm not hard to find. That show is not terribly busy. It gets hot sometimes, but it's not crushing. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, Bijou Owl there is saying easy drive. Didn't it take you 10 hours to drive home from BWI last year? It did not take me 10 hours. I guess I should say it did take me 10 hours and then another couple of hours. It took me 12 hours to get home last year because there was a massive windstorm and it blew over the Concord Mills sign and it was hanging over the highway like a battle axe. And so they closed the highway. And so I couldn't get home unless I took the Blue Ridge Parkway. And that took so long. It was so far. I was just desperate to get home. By the time I got home, I was just like, why am I not here? So yeah, no, that sucked. But in general, Baltimore is like 5 hours, 6 hours. Potomac Mills, that's the one. Potomac Mills, yeah. Philly's an hour away. Philly's like, I want to say 6 hours or something for me, but it's doable. Left several. Yeah, so Sandra stayed. You stayed for 2 hours longer than I did, and you got home like 6 hours before I did. So, a lot of vendors complaining about how much more expensive the rooms were at the hotel last year. Yeah, I mean, vendors are going to complain about something, but yeah, BWI, it was pricey. I was like hopping around different places because I was staying with my friend Joseph, who shows up in here every once in a while. And then there was that windstorm, like knocked out power for most people, and he lost power. So they came and stayed at the hotel. And so I lost my room because they have a baby and all that. They were very nice. And they said, hey, you can stay in the room with us. And I'm like, you don't want me to do that. You're being nice, but it's fine. So I stayed with Brad Dowdy. That was always good. But yeah, no, it was expensive. And parking was expensive too, but you know, there's good food within walking distance, which is nice. Joseph? You mean Gabe? No, I mean Joseph. I think. Yeah, no, Joseph. Don't mess with me. Yeah, Joseph. I don't know. Who's Gabe? I don't know Gabe. Yeah, no, Joseph. Joseph Sokoloy. So. Yeah, Joseph S. Not... Is that a joke? Gabe's Coca-Cola? No, I don't know. Nope, Joseph. Anyway, yeah, so those shows are both fun. I really liked Baltimore. It was a fun show. So it was good. I think that's actually the first time I actually got to meet Sarah, or like really talk to Sarah much, which was fun. His badge at DC said Gabe. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. DC man, I don't remember. Philly taco, 14-inch slice of pizza wrapped around a Philly cheesesteak. I'm in. I will eat that. I will eat that. Yeah, Chef Brandon like got super drunk and fell asleep on my shoulder at Baltimore. It was a fun show. I enjoyed it, and it was not super busy. It was good. Any hoozle. So yeah, so go to pin shows if you can. I'm planning to go to several. I go to Philly, Baltimore if I can. Atlanta, the Triangle. I want to go to Chicago. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably only go to Chicago if I'm working with Franklin Christoph, because like plane tickets are expensive, man. And while my Patreon is good, thank you very much, patrons, it's still only like $100 a month, and it would take me like 4 months to get a ticket to Philly. So, you know, I guess I could run a Kickstarter. That's what Brad and Mike do, but I don't know. Give Dan quite the head massage. I mean, phrasing? Are we still doing that? Phrasing? Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, go to a pin show. I'll be going to those. DC after that. I don't think I'll be going to any others in the summer except for Triangle and DC, but I'm probably not going to fly to St. Louis or like Arkansas, I think is in there somewhere. I'm not going to LA. That's too far, and Franklin Christoph isn't going this year. You know. Go to Chicago realistically next year before you go anywhere besides Colorado. Yeah, I get it. I probably won't go to. I'm almost certainly not going to Colorado. That's a bad time for me. Just school wise, it's like in the middle of a semester, kind of. It's not great. Here's the snow staying away, dude. I hope snow stays away, but we are supposed to have a pretty brutal winter, so who knows? No San Francisco. I don't know. It's too early to tell. I'll go to San Francisco if Franklin Christoph sends me, but. It's kind of tough because it's so far away and it takes so long to get there. And also, yeah, I don't know. We'll see about San Francisco. The flights there were just brutal. I have never been, I haven't been in more pain on a flight in years. That was terrible. But we'll see. I mean, I'd be willing to go to San Francisco again, but I don't know. You want to see Claire? I mean, she's all right, I guess. A joy and a pleasure, you know. But no, San Francisco's too far away. I don't know how to... I can't even plan for that yet. I have no idea. That's next fall. That's 2 school years away from me. Yeah. See, a joy and a pleasure. She said so right there. Oh, well, she will. Actually, for whatever reason, the chat on the screen here is a little bit behind my chat, which I see over here. That's why it looks like I'm psychic sometimes. I can see the future chat. So, all right. It is 6:24. It's been a little over an hour or so. Yeah, San Francisco's a good show. They got a nice variety of vendors. It's not crazy busy, although it can be pretty busy. The time change there messes me up. Saturday night I was up way too late, and then Sunday was painful. But yeah, that's how it goes, man. You stay up too late. Sometimes you gotta deal. So anyway, yeah, come to Atlanta. That'd be good, Claire. Come out to Atlanta. It's a nice, calm show. But probably my favorite show is Chicago, so I really hope I can go, but we'll see how it goes. Enjoy the weekend. Yeah, see y'all later. See y'all later. All right, people are signing off. Sounds good. I think I'm going to do that too. When Audrey gets home, I'm probably going to have a nap and then pizza. So that's... Oh, actually, I hear an Audrey in the background. Hey, Audrey, you want to come in and say hi? She's got to feed the cats. She's probably not going to come in. So anyway, I'm going to enjoy some Pizza Friday. Sandra, I will see you on Sunday most likely. Thank you for bringing those planners. I will appreciate it. And I'll see y'all later. Peace out. Let me take a nap at 6:30. I mean, you know, you take a nap at 6:30, then you can get up at like 8:30 and be very refreshed. But it's been a long week, and I deserve a nap, darn it. So yeah. The cats have probably been pestering me because they want food so much. All right, folks. I will see y'all later. Peace out.